Is following a creative path selfish? There are two reasons why people ask that question. First of all, the good old bills problem. Who is paying the bills?
So there are many dimensions to this question actually. One is the obvious, will I make money from my creative work? Because I'm actually in the process of starting a creative business myself. When that succeeds, I'll get back to you on that. But the other aspect of it is the psycho spiritual stuff that we all have around money. And I am going to make a video about that, how to clear some of those so that you can have a better relationship with money as a whole, but also to let go of the negative associations that we all have around creativity and money, and how being an artist means that you're gonna have to be poor, or that you have to kind of just get by. Old cliche of a starving artist. So those are the things that I can challenge in the next video, and maybe showing you some techniques and meditations that would be really helpful to shift the mindset around that. The second question that comes up for creatives is that, does my creative work actually benefit anyone? So if everyone believed that following a creative path would be selfish, can you imagine the world we would have? Imagine a world without music, no songs to sing, no melodies to hum, no rhythm to move to. A world without paintings, sculptures, photographs, no masterpieces to admire, no colors to delight the eye, no beauty to inspire the soul. Imagine a world without books, poems, and stories. No words to inspire, no tales to transport us to other worlds, no insights to challenge our thinking. Uh, Not for me, no thank you. Well, in my case, this inner conflict was quite as strong because I trained as a psychologist for nearly 8 years, and spending more time on my creative work meant that I was seeing fewer clients, reducing my work quite a bit. That did trigger a lot of thoughts about whether creative work is selfish, as if there's only one way to inspire, help, or rescue people. Being my most authentic self has meant spending more time in nature and learning about and practicing creative arts, and spending less and less time indoors seeing clients as a talking therapist. But there is this fundamental background guilt. I'm not sure if you sense it as well, that if I am happy, if I am creating, if I find my joy and bliss, what about all those clients who are suffering? What about the hungry? What about political prisoners? What about, I mean, the number of people who are suffering in the world is kind of endless, isn't it? How am I serving those people? How am I helping them doing my creative work? It's quite a big question. Is creativity an essential human need, or can it be secondary to survival? The most recent example of how creativity and arts were quite essential for well being was the COVID-19 lockdown period, where I can tell that about maybe 30% at least of my friends realize that they're actually creative, that they actually find joy and nourishment in exploring arts and creativity. People dealt with the sense of isolation and felt connected to each other by creating all kinds of visual art, online concerts, vlogs, videos, paintings, group workshops, and so many things happened that time that kind of brought people together, and it was around the theme of creativity. So feeding the homeless, being kind to humans and animals, comforting the distressed can happen alongside or even through uplifting and inspiring the human consciousness with arts and creativity and self-expression. Only recently my worldview has kind of shifted quite a bit. I realized that the happy, fulfilled version of me is a much more benevolent, much kinder presence in the world. I realize that I love people much more and I'm much kinder to them when I spend the majority of my day in the forest, the majority of my day creating what my heart desires. I am a much better person as a whole. And I really think the earth needs better people, kinder people, rather than people who are frantically doing things to save others. And at the same time, this is not a black and white issue. You could be spending half of your week feeding the poor. You could be volunteering for a charity. You could, well, see clients for talking therapy, and then spend a big chunk of your time nourishing your soul, feeding it with creativity, with beauty, with silence, with peace, with nature. Can you imagine what kind of world we'll have? Here's my take on this. Arts and creativity have enriched human life and made the world a more beautiful, meaningful place. From music to visual arts, literature to dance, the arts have the power to express emotions, capture humanity, spark imaginations, and connect people across time and space. I'm aware that the elephant in the room is still the financial side of creative path, and I will do my best to work on that for you for the next videos. According to Carl Jung, the artist is not a person endowed with free will who seeks his own ends, but one who allows art to realize its purpose through him. Okay, one question left. Will you bring your creations to the world to enrich our world that much more?